Hi Scorpio, my name is Jason. Thanks for visiting my channel. This is your general reading for October 2018. I've already shuffled the cards, so let's get straight into it. See what's happening in October for you Scorpio. At the moment, Page of Cups is your energy. So you move into the month of October with the energy of the Page of Cups. Okay, so you're feeling quite light-hearted. There might be some kind of romance or some budding sort of situation that you're seeing, and you're feeling quite energized about it, but it's an emotional, almost a gentle romantic kind of energy. So it's looking like perhaps young love, perhaps you have a crush on someone. This is what it's feeling like. Okay, at the moment you might be feeling very touchy about what this person feels about you. Okay, whoever you have the crush on, you might be sort of worrying a little bit too much. It might even be making you a little moody. Okay, but anyways, look, it's fairly optimistic. Okay, looks like you're getting ready to make or receive an offer from this romantic love interest. Okay. Your task for the month of October, the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles asks you to balance out who you give your resources to. Now, your resources could be your emotions, could be your time, could be your money. Okay, you'll see here that one person is getting while the other person is not. Okay, child. And the person giving it out seems to have things in balance. You'll see that those scales there in his other hand. He's giving to one person, he's holding the scales in the other. Okay, so that's your task for the month, is to use your resources wisely according to who needs them. For example, children, people at work, projects at work, even because it's a pentacle, it talks usually about material things. So even though it can be about, how much love do you give one person or show one person, how much time do you show one person more than the other, can quite often be about how you distribute your resources. Okay, so we'll see if we can link these things up somehow throughout the reading. Now, your fears through the month of October. There we go. We have Two of Cups. Okay, so it looks like there's a very close connection, a very close bond that you could have with someone. It could be a business partnership, it could be a love relationship, especially as you're going into the month with the energy of the Page of Cups. This could be a young sort of love, a budding romance, if you like, or it could perhaps be something about business and career. If it is about that, then you might be a little bit scared of showing your whole case, showing all the resources that you have, in case perhaps a potential partner business partner might, perhaps you're not quite trusting them yet, even though this is looking like a pretty good situation. You're just not quite feeling it yet. If it's a romantic situation, you're a little bit worried about giving all of yourself at the moment. So perhaps you're thinking of taking things a little slowly, which might indicate here the Pentacles generally represent a slower, more stable kind of a movement. Perhaps that's what's going on here. You don't want to jump right into this. You might want to slow down. But there also might be a fear that if you don't take some action soon for this love interest, if it's the love interest which is on your mind, then you might miss the opportunity, and your knight in shining armor or your lovely princess might go off and find someone else perhaps, or might lose interest in you. But that's just a fear. Okay, so you take that as it is. I'm not feeling anything negative there at all. This is just this is quite an innocent kind of young love is what I'm feeling. Even if you're like 50 years old like me, you still get those feelings when you meet someone and you really click, and you're hoping for the next thing, but you don't want to go too fast. You want it to work properly, that kind of thing. Okay, so I wouldn't be too scared of showing your emotions. That's what I'm feeling here. People really appreciate that most of the time. Okay, now the best attitude for you to take is the Tower card. Okay, so the best attitude for you to take in October is to let things fall, and even though something unexpected might happen which causes this collapse of an old way of doing things, it could be a blessing in disguise. Okay, so the best attitude to take is if and when this does happen. So it could be something quite major, it could be the sale of a property, or it could be the end of a relationship, or the end of a workplace, or something like that. um, Try to take the attitude that it is all for the best, and something good will come of it. Okay, even if it doesn't look like it now, something good can come, or usually follows the Tower. Okay, it's often the universe's way of saying, listen, you needed this change. Perhaps you weren't moving quickly enough or in the right direction, and the universe is perhaps trying to guide you in the right way. Okay, so that's what that one says. Don't be afraid of change if it happens, and if and when it does happen, accept it and treat it as a blessing from the universe. Okay. Now the result of what we have here so far is the Empress. Okay, so the Empress is quite an intuitive card. She's fertile. She's very feminine, and she knows her emotions, and she can handle her emotions quite well. You see next to the Empress down here, you've got the sign of Venus down next to her, which is separate from her. So the Empress, even though yes, she is feminine, fertile, intuitive, and reflects all those what we might think of as feminine qualities, she knows how to separate her love life from the rest of her life. And I'm seeing that there by having the sign of Venus just separate from her. Okay, so um, whatever happens here in the Tower moment, perhaps what you gain from this is an emotional maturity and a little bit more intuition, and an ability not to be cold so much, but to just understand that there is a difference between love and sex and those things, and you'll be able to see, looking back, you'll be able to reflect looking back on things once they've happened, uh, how things are supposed to move forward. Okay, so this is a very positive card. You might even be thinking of some kind of pregnancy. So if you've been trying to get pregnant, perhaps this Tower moment here is the end of that singledom, or the end of that infertile period, if you like, and something really fertile and good is coming out of it. And so if you've been trying to plan a family or something, perhaps there's some good news coming on that front. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Scorpio, for the month of October. I really appreciate it if you let me know how that resonates for you, and I hope to talk to you in November. All the best.